It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got J.C. Jackson, who's had quarterbacks numbers all season, coming down with 7 picks.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out 2-25. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year... They'll run here with a rookie second-round pick, Kenneth Walker. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
They run again with Walker. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Geno down to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Beckham, the return. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense makes its way out for the first time in this ball game, and leading the way, already a star in just his 3rd season, it's Justin Herbert.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
And here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second. How do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
From the 27, Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
Running on first down, Eckler. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The Chargers sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. Well, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that. But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On first down, Justin Herbert finding Williams once more, complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 on the Seahawks.
On second down, Eckler looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold him to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And the timing a bit off. 5.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Herbert now. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and
From the
4.
gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, really a fantastic play, not only to pick that off, but he had to run a long way, Charles, in the direction to hit pay dirt. He did it, and they've got the first lead.
And that certainly changes the early tone of this game, doesn't it, partner? One moment, they were going to be in early control. Now they just have a few moments to clear their heads and get back out there against an electrified defense.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen.
Complete to Keenan Allen. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 36.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Here's Herbert. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now Geno on 1st down. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 1st down, it's Smith. Going right back to Fant. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Smith going to throw on 3rd and 1. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Kenneth Murray coming in to drop it for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. They dialed up a 3rd and 1 blitz defensively. It worked.
Yeah, and a lot of people would think, hey, they thought pass and they guessed right. In a lot of cases, you bring the blitz just to mess up the... running play. Instead, in this situation, the run wasn't there. They just followed everything right back to the quarterback.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A kind of a throwback weekend for our primetime games here in Week 7. Later tonight, a couple of the great AFC teams of the 70s do battle. The Steelers and Dolphins from Miami on Sunday night. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Bears and Patriots from Foxborough. A rematch of Super Bowl 20. Bears won that one 46-10. But fear not for the Patriots, if I remember correctly. They've won a few in the years following.
A gain of 6. And the Chargers first down.
A give. Eckler running to the right. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It was Jamal Adams up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Herbert. Allen's got it complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1 up the middle.
What a dynamic player Eckler has become since going undrafted out of Western State. He was top 5 in rushing touchdowns and all-purpose yards last season, while nearly getting his first 1,000-yard campaign on the ground. Somehow, he has yet to appear in a Pro Bowl. That seems likely to change this season.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Once more, here's Eckler. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Out of the gun, Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll run for it with Eckler. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. From the 41, Smith. That's caught over the middle by Fant. Walker now on 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Austin Johnson, the one who makes the stop defensively. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Smith. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. After the turnover, here's Herbert. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
On first down, it's Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air again, Herbert. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now Mason Crosby on for the field goal. This from 42 yards out. The kick by Crosby is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Smith.
He completes this to Walker.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Now Geno. He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. That is caught. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start by heading out west. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, where you see the final score there. Jameis Winston leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head east to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. J.K. Dobbins, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Joe Burrow, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Eckler now between the tackles. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Caught that one from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Herbert on 3rd down now. Quick, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third.
And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw is Smith. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And this one's going toward the sideline. They'll try to play keep away from Beckham. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. He's got it to Williams.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, here's Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Herbert back to the air. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Here's Herbert. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Jordan Brooks
Picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. On 2nd and 9.
Herbert.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. As he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And Walker once more.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Seahawks on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Now here's Michael Dixon. They'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers ready to take over. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. A handoff, it's Eckler. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. Excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a draw play. It's Walker. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At their 36-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. A good gain on 1st. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
Herbert on 1st down now. And a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Herbert.
It's complete to Williams.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And that's into the hands of Eckler. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Herbert now.
And Allen's got it. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. 2nd and 7. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Herbert to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this.
Chargers. Keenan Allen. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They had the interception on the last drive, which led to the tying touchdown. So 10-10 the score as they begin 1st and 10. Smith. Gets this to Fant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First down now, but that clock rolling. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Now Smith. And that will be incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Chargers getting set to go. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now Herbert. Over the middle to Beckham. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run here with Eckler. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. It's Eckler again. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. That second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Chargers, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.